What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Founder Academy. I am Mark, the FUD founder. This is a bit of an impromptu video, actually. You can, or I can thank my lovely girlfriend, Julie, for finding who's also a loyal viewer to the channel. Thank you, babe. Appreciate that. But yeah, she saw a comment that was made on one of the previous videos, and she's like, this is a really interesting comment. You should address it. So I wanted to just jump right in to that and actually just start addressing the comments. So before we do that, though, if you guys could leave a like down below, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, sorry, I just sneezed before. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, greatly appreciated. So the question in question is from a gentleman named Mad Cats. So he wanted to say, sorry for the long post, never apologize for that. I'm very long-winded, so you don't ever have to apologize for that. He said, hey man, love your videos. Thank you very much. They actually made me not rage as much as I did because I know that the game is 100% trash and there's nothing I can do about it. Fair enough. I enjoy every other game because the gameplay goes my way, whether because of morale boost or something else, doesn't matter. So I have a non-meta team and I plan to keep it that way because it's fun to see people rage quit because of my Raspadori future stars going berserk inside the box, scoring headers and stuff. So I'm actually not super familiar with that card, but I'm glad that you're enjoying it, playing with them. He goes, I have a question. I had a game of FUT Champs last weekend. I was winning 5-1 at halftime comfortably. This guy turned on team press and my team completely disintegrated. Passing, shooting, everything went bananas. He equalized in the 94th minute. So then in the first half of extra time, I scored 3 goals. In the second half, he scored 4 goals, again with the team press killing my team. I felt like my team was destroyed instantly with team press, and like scripting or whatever you call it, went this way instead of mine. Expect goals after 9-8 loss. Me 1 or 12.5, him 5. Do you have an explanation for this and how to battle team press? It's not like my team felt like losing or because of morale. As soon as he pressed, he scored. Cheers from Croatia. So I apologize for kind of having some challenges. I think there was a little bit of grammatical things going on there, but excellent question. And it's something that I really wanted to address. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with like morale or handicap or anything like that. Team press is actually a really interesting thing. And before you guys get into that, what you guys are seeing here, we are just kind of splicing some clips together. What you're going to see in the video after all of this stuff is some live gameplay, which I did a live comm in, but I wanted to kind of adjust this and set you guys up for what you guys are going to see. But a lot of these clips are just kind of stuff that you'll notice again. This is just me showing some online and a couple offline things, mostly offline stuff of your players not locking in, them doing what I call extra animation. So they'll take wide, they'll do what I call indirect tracking, where they go on these wide swings because they want the computer or they want your opponent to get to the ball first because of morale or handicap or whatever you want to think is going on. But usually it's because when your team loses, like I've said in many times, they do these extra animations here. So here's a perfect example. Mbappe getting the ball, he stutters before he jets into space. So all of these things start to happen. They're extra animations that happen and it allows the computer AI to get into better positions, or it means that your players are doing stupid things. So that's what you guys are watching there. I'm just going to have that playing in the background. To go back to Mad Ketz's question, the team press is a really interesting one. A lot of people say this, including myself, that this is the worst FIFA ever. I've never used that term before. This is a narrative that happens in the FIFA community every single year. Everybody thinks that the most current FIFA is the worst one. I think that that's not something that I want to just jump on the bandwagon and say blindly every year. I think it's intellectually lazy to just say, hey, this is the worst FIFA because it's hard. This FIFA, to me, I comfortably say it's the worst FIFA because I think it's programmed really poorly. A lot of factors go into that. One of them, I think, is because this game was essentially programmed during COVID, so it was harder for EA. I'm making up excuses for EA here. They don't really deserve excuses because they make so much money. They shouldn't really deserve any, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that this was kind of made very cut and paste type of deal. They just kind of jammed it all together just to hit the deadline of making sure they got it out on time. So I think there's a lot of things that are going on. They also had to focus on building a PS5 version. So PS4 and PS5 is not necessarily the same game teams. Traditionally, when I was working there, it was PS3 and PS4. They're two independent teams. I think this one's got a lot more similarity than PS3 or PS3 and PS4. I don't necessarily know if PS4 and PS5 are completely independent of each other, but they are generally kind of independent teams working on 2 different games. So there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of things going on here. The PS4 version to me is a lot more responsive. The PS5 version, every time they put a patch out, it just breaks the game. But anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. Why I'm bringing that up is because I think the team press has been one of the things that has been massively abused this year. I think there's a lot of factors to it with YouTube tutorials, with Twitch streams, with Twitter, with Reddit. People now just play this game the meta. They don't play football anymore, and it hasn't been like that for a long time where you actually are playing football. People just abuse the meta of the game, and they just want to win because EA has created a game where you just have to win. So to go back to your question again about the team press, in order to beat it, you can't really beat it. There's 2 things that you can try to do with it. So one, if you're in a really tight game, this is what a lot of pros and a lot of really high quality players do. If you find that you're up, let's say 3-1, 4-1, or whatever it is, and your opponent, almost every single game, your opponent is just going to go into the press. They're just going to turn on constant pressure, team press, and all that stuff, and they're just going to put your team under duress. What you can hope to do, if you're a good enough player, is to counterbalance that by also going press and just going shot for shot with them and hoping that you keep that gap of a lead. So if you're up 4-1 and your opponent puts on the press, you go 4-2-4 press as well, and it will be like 5-2, 6-3, 7-4, and hope that you can just keep that gap. But you're really just going shot for shot, because essentially what it's doing is it's completely nerfing your defensive AI. And it means that your players are going to have less opportunities to play out the back. They're going to turn the ball over, and your opponents are going to buzz around like bees. So you have to really just say like, hey, I'm just prepared to leak goals, but I'm going to score more than my opponent, or just as many, so I can just keep that gap. So that's one method. The other one, which you're going to see me implement against my opponent when we do the live comm, is what I call defensive. I don't really have a term for it, but we'll just call it like survival mode. Survival mode is probably a good enough term for it. Survival mode is basically like go into more of a defensive shape. I'm not saying go into a 5-back or anything like that, but you can if you're not a great defensive player. To me, I just keep the 4-2-3-1, and what I do is essentially get the ball out wide. When you go up the middle, you're going to turn the ball over. You try to make passes, your player is going to be there. You see the pass, you make it. The computer is going to be like forcing their player in front of you, or it's forcing your opponent's player in front of that player, so they intercept and they counterattack. So my suggestion is just as soon as you get the ball, go wide and literally walk it down the sideline. Watch the computer when they play on really high levels like world class. They just get the ball and they go right to the sideline and they walk the sideline. So every time you tackle them, the ball goes out of bounds. That's essentially, it's boring, but that's really how you're going to preserve a lead. If you're up by 1 goal, safe balls out wide and literally use the shield button. And when the players are kind of bouncing off because they're bouncing them off like bees, you want to turn outside. If you turn inside, they're going to intercept and they're going to counter, and the defensive AI for your team is going to split. They're going to part and they're going to hit you right through the middle. So that's why you need to keep everything wide. Get the ball out wide, work the wings, and then do what I call wing ratting, which is literally just pass in and out all the way down the wing, send balls in behind, dump balls into corners, and just walk the ball down the sideline until you get to the end line and try to tramp it across. That's the best thing you can do. So hopefully that answers your question. I know it's not glamorous, but that's essentially what you have to do in order to win. But back to the video, what you guys are seeing here is we did end up selling Puskas. I'll address that kind of later on why we did that. We ended up getting Socrates, who's one of my favorite players of all time. This card, I know that sounds crazy. This card is reflective of one of my favorite goals of all time, which I was a big fan of the 1982 Brazil team, so Socrates was an integral part of that, and he ended up scoring this amazing goal. Brazil was down 1-0 to the USSR, and he ended up scoring this goal right here.
Moment's hesitation there. Oh, and still not clear as Besanov didn't quite connect. It's come straight out to Socrates. Socrates still trying to get the opening. Oh, Socrates! Whoa! What a goal! Oh, look at that for a shot from the Brazilian captain. Within 30 seconds of the substitution, Brazil are back in the hunt. And no wonder he's joyful. Look how sweetly he strikes that one. It fairly fizzed into the net.
So yeah, that's the goal. So hopefully you guys liked a little bit of live play in there, but we are going to go into a live comm gameplay right now. So let's check that out. All right, guys, so we are going to jump into a game. We actually played one game beforehand. I'm going to try a second one here just to see if I can do a little bit of better job with the live comm, just because my last live comm was like, I would start a sentence and then I'd get stuck in the game and I would focus on the game. And I'm not generally very good at live comm, so I apologize in advance for those of you that have had to sit through any of my live comms in the past. You know, the last opponent we ended up beating 3-1, which was another reason that I kind of am trying this again, because the last one the guy quit. He rage quit at 3-1, so we actually didn't even get a full game in. So let's try this again, see how the team does. Hopefully we won't lose. Interesting team here. So we are in Div 3. You don't see too many gold cards at this stage. It actually makes me like worried seeing a gold card in Division 3 at this stage in FIFA. This guy's got a very interesting team. Gold Mendy, gold Conte. That Conte, like regardless of what version you have, is just still a menace. Socrates, funny enough, has been really poor. I have a theory on that, which is that morale on, like, if morale is still in the game the way I think it is, when you used to get new cards, they would start at 80 morale. He's been noticeably bad comparatively to the rest of my team. So I wonder if like he's actually just playing catch up because he just isn't at the level that the other cards are yet, if that makes any sense. Oh, my team's still getting in place. It's one of the downsides with... that's not what I wanted. It's one of the downsides with, what was I saying? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Whatever, I'll finish that thought later on. Okay. Shoot into space, Mbappe. Oh. Keepers have really been beefed up, guys, since the patch. I'm really interested to see what they did with keepers. Hopefully it ends up paying off. The last game that we played, I basically had one shot on my Mendy, and it ended up going in. Oh, that's not who I want that to go to. Come on, Mateus, track him down. There you go. Yeah, I essentially had one shot, or my opponent had one shot on the Mendy, and he essentially just walked around my keeper, which, that's not what I wanted. All right, Tanganga one-on-one. You know he's coming back out. Ooh, that's not what I want. And we'll volley that out. Go back to Messi. Get going, Socrates. That's poor. See, I need to be more elusive in the final third. It's one of the things that I have not been good at this year. Let him bring it. See, close that down. Close that down. Normally I would have went right to him, but oops, I do not want that. Come on, come down the line. Ooh, what is going on with those animations? See, Mendy should have just had that. I don't know how he got away with that. Mendy's been a little bit rocky today. All right, Sterling, get going. Get going, get going. Fake shot inside. Oh, nope, not on Messi. I thought I could get around him. All right. That's poor from Socrates. I cannot stand that switch. Oh my god, come on. Like, just blindly lobbing across the field, and the players, like, the wingbacks don't identify it properly. It's very frustrating. We will do that. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. A little cheesy off the post, but we will take that. He left the middle wide open. We're grinding for our goals. There we go. Tanganga. That's what we want. There we go. Messi. A little fake shot there so the computer can't identify the tackle. Keep position on him. He's going to come back inside. He'll probably just cut across and lob a ball across. There you go. See? Oh. See, I was thinking about the play to Mbappe there. I probably should have played it to him and then just come back, pull the defender out. This guy's getting frustrated. Oh, there we go. We'll take that. Weird. Just making noises, guys. Just grunting. Yeah. Oh, go far post, go far post. That's stupid on my part. Really should just finesse it around the keeper. I thought he was going to try to move the keeper to prevent me going into the wide side of the net, but he actually just brought the keeper out and stayed flat. So yeah, actually that was good goalkeeping on his part, unless he just didn't do anything. But I think he might have keeper moved there because the keepers usually come out a little bit too much, or they come across because they're trying to stay central in the net, and I usually go near post. But either way, I mean, bottled on my part. I also need to get, I want to round the keeper, but at the same time, when I do I've said this before, this controller is so sensitive that when you try to round a keeper, it doesn't always identify. Anyway, this is a very winnable game, guys. He's not a terrible opponent, but I should probably be beating this guy by a little bit more. My last opponent, we ended up making rage quit. He was not a great player. He just had a really fantastic team. He had player of the months. He had Hullett in there. He had a couple other guys. He was a really good player, but he was just sprinting and used to being the better team. And I think he just thought his team was going to carry him, but he wasn't a fantastic player. This guy's doing a bunch of custom tactics, which is usually what you see at halftime. He's frustrated. He realizes he needs to switch it up a little bit. So we'll see what he comes out with. Rush him, put him under. There you go. And we will back out. There you go. Looks like this guy is going all-out attack. Yeah, this guy's got a full press going on. No. Nah, we ain't about that, buddy. See, that's... Oh, I thought that was a goal! See, I was going to say, like, that's the downside with the full press, is that your team gets so aggressive. If you can just wait it out, you're fine. But yeah, this guy is going ultra attacking. Like, he wants it. No. See, that's stupid on my part. He's going to go out wide again. See, that's stupid on my part. Nah. See, we need to really handle this. This guy's trying to abuse the press here. So just patient. Draw him out of position. Goal time. So yeah, just draw them out of position, wait it out, let the computer bring all the players across, and then as soon as they come back, you cut back and play the guy into space, and you're fine. So we will go Sterling out, Sancho in. I really want to find a way to work this Sancho in. It sucks that he's a right mid because we already have Messi, and I was thinking about this. I'm just like, I can't bring myself to sell Messi. I really can't. Like, he's just so good. Yeah, this guy's okay, but he's, you know, he knows what he's doing. He knows that he needs to put the full press on, but hopefully we can get in behind. I got a little lucky, though, with Messi winning that second battle there. That's one of the downsides with the ultra attack, is that you're gonna lose those 50-50 battles. I know he wants to go inside. See? Super aggressive. The ball roll's your best friend on this one, guys. And then he wants to go wide. And then we are going to press. There you go. So as long as you can weather the storm, you're actually going to be fine. So where this guy's going to have problems is... there you go. Oh, penalty. See? You know he's going to slide. Just cut back, move away from him. Let's go top bins here. Bang. 4-1. All right. So, that was actually a really poorly taken penalty. Maybe it was just the nerves. You could see the thing moving around. It was the nerves because I know I'm getting recorded, guys. Normally, I would just be calm, cool, and collected. You know he wants it wide. And then he wants to come back across. Ah! He read that. Come on, you know you want to. I know he wants to go far here. Ooh. I was so worried about covering that far that I left the actual ball carrier open, which is a no-no. Never do that. Never just go straight to the far man. Like, you want to make sure that it's covered. There you go. We'll get the switch on. Why are they covering the lanes like that? Get out wide. There you go. You know you want that. Oh. You know he wants this wide. That's poor. That's poor on my part. That's really easy to read. I got caught dragging out too many men. Get the keeper out. Come on. No, man. That's the game right there, giving it to him. Really annoying. Bang. Saved. That's really annoying because I read that. Oh, what in the hell? Double sweat. Shouldn't have done that. Oh. Some weird animations going on here. This is what happens when guys go ultra attacking. It breaks the game and a lot of stupid animations come out. It's one of the reasons that I really hate that. Like, it's such an overpowered tactic. I wish they would nerf it. Because it just breaks the game. It's like the game can't handle all the animations that are going on. It's like telling the players to run too fast defensively, make mistakes. It's like it's just programmed really weird. Conceptually, it makes a lot of sense what they're trying to do, which is, okay, offensively, your opponent wants to score a goal, so they should be better offensively. They become worse defensively. But because the game's moving too quick, it just can't handle all of this stuff that's going on, and it ends up breaking the game. But it's unfortunate, but we do end up getting the 4-1 win. Could have went probably either way early on, but we were lucky to, not lucky, but I mean, we were good enough to get ahead in those wins or score those goals early on. And next thing you know, he's really desperate and he's having to abuse the game's tactics. It's very common, right? It's pretty much almost every single game. All the casuals are gone. Everyone knows how to abuse and sweat tactics. Everybody knows how to abuse the sweat tactics in the game, and next thing you know, whoever's losing just ends up going ultra attacking, and then the game breaks. It's almost every single game that you play. It is frustrating, but it is what it is. We will get our weekly rewards, which are God knows what, and we're getting really close to Division 2, which I don't want, because the higher you get, the sweatier the games get. And it's not about the challenge. I don't mind the challenge. It's just like this game. The challenge of playing better players is that they're just all sweat monsters and tactic abusers. So it's not like you're actually playing a really good game of FIFA where it's like, who understands how to move the ball better and who knows spatial awareness. It's just like, who can abuse the tactics of the game better. This game is really, really bad when it comes to that. I always use this analogy. It's like playing chess, right? Imagine you're beating your opponent and all your opponent has left is his king and a bunch of pawns. It's like all he does is like, go, okay, I'm losing the game, so I'm just going to flip a switch, and all his pawns turn into queens. And now all you're trying to do is like get your bishops and your rooks, and you're just trying to avoid his queens coming after you. That's the best analogy I can give you. It's so idiotic. Like, it actually doesn't reward you for being good and beating your opponent and being on top and controlling the game. They can just turn a switch, which is literally tactic abuse, constant pressure, team press, and next thing you know, your players fall through the floor, and all you're trying to do is hold on for dear life, which is what we're doing in that last game. We played about half a game of football, which was fun, and to see who can actually score more goals. Team obviously has a lot to do with it, but in the second half, it's really just survival. It's just basically, can you hold on and not get scored on enough? So that is going to be, for the most part, the end. I'll just give you guys a quick rundown of the team. We're about of the club and the SBCs and kind of where we're at. We're about 2/9 of the way through Puskas. We did the first two, but I have all the sweaty ones to do still. We sold our Puskas. I was actually having a conversation with Shane Alex91. Check out his channel. A fantastic YouTuber himself and a loyal viewer of the channel. And we were talking about Puskas actually one morning when I was at the gym, and he was saying, you know, are you going to sell your Puskas? And I was like, why would I trade an untradeable, or why would I trade a tradable one for an untradeable one? And you know, he's just like, that's a good point. You know, you've got a tradable one, you can always use the coins. But the more I thought about it, the more I was just like, you know what, maybe I will do an untradeable one. And for me, it's not about having a fresh, like I want a fresh one, but it's not about having a first owner. I don't really care. For me, it's just like his price is going to drop now with Team of the Season coming. It's like right around the corner. It starts on April 29th, and you can get all these packs, right? Like the rare Electrums, Megas, rare players packs. So it's going to be about the same, if not cheaper, for me to do the untradeable version, and I'll get some additional packs. Maybe once some of these promos start rolling out, I'll be able to do this even cheaper than I first thought. So his price dropped a ton in the first day, and it's just going to slowly creep down. It's not really creeping down quite yet, just because there's nothing in packs, so people aren't really playing. They're not really doing a whole lot, but it will come down further and further. So if you're interested in doing any of these, watch for this Friday. Guys are going to be putting in a whole bunch of money into packs and stuff like that, but more so in Team of the Season, right? During Team of the Season, people save packs. A ton of cards are going to come out. Fodder is going to drop to the floor. You'll be able to get a bunch of high rateds. However, this Puskas, the one thing to note here is that he is only out for 28 days, so he'll end right around the time the Team of the Season starts. So I might wait for the community Team of the Season just to do most of them, but knowing me, let's be honest, I'll probably get FOMO and I'll just want them earlier. I'll get frustrated with Socrates, who's already annoying me just because he's so stiff, and we'll want to get Puskas back into the team, so I'll probably end up finishing this much earlier. But that is essentially it, guys. That's where we are. That's where we're at. Excuse me, that's not where we are. Where we are, where I'm at. Grammatically, that makes more sense, right? So that's where we are at. I'll try to play FUT Champs this weekend. Neymar's in the team. There's a couple good players coming in. I really wanted Pedri. I really wanted Mbappe, but it doesn't look like either of them are going to be in the Team of the Week, which comes out tomorrow. So whether I play FUT Champs now, I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting some red cards to, again, help bring that price down for Puskas. But this, to be honest with you guys, this past weekend, taking off FUT Champs and just not playing this game, I've never felt more refreshed. It was really, really relaxing not having to worry about this. And I mean, I think that says a lot about the game, right? Where it's at. And when you're getting very frustrated and the most stressful part of your day is playing FIFA, that says something. But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. I appreciate you sticking with me to the very end. And until next time, guys, take care. Peace.